Hello, welcome to another week. It's really late in the week. It is Friday for me. So I have today, and today pretty much that's it to make a video's worth of stuff. If I don't make it today, then it will be another combined week video, or I'll just skip a week. I don't know. It was Courtney's birthday this week, so we were out of town for 3 days, which is really, really, really nice. So over the weekend, we had the horse show where Potter got his first ribbons at an actual horse show. He did really, really well. And then Giggles got a ribbon on the Saturday, so that was really, really good. And then Sunday was a little iffy, but we got through it. It was great. Courtney's parents were in town, so we got to show them around. And so then Sunday night we went to Spruce Meadows because they were having another thing and show them around there. And then we went to the Stampede, which is a thing that happens here in Calgary, which is fun, which was really, really fun. And then from there, Monday we went to the Stampede, yeah. And then Tuesday, me and Courtney left for the mountains. We went up to Jasper, which is just a mountain town, which is really, really nice. They unfortunately had a pretty big fire. If any of you watched the news, that kind of stuff, a year ago, 2 years ago, I can't remember. But the town got pretty devastated by the forest fires that were up there. We took some pictures, and I'll show you just a couple of the pictures of some of the like the burnt forest and stuff. It's still pretty up there, and it seems to be recovering fairly well. And then after that day, we stayed up in Jasper for one night, and then we drove back down to Lake Louise, which was a really pretty little town as well. And then we went up and saw the lake, and I took a pretty cool picture of a mountain. I'm going to edit it a bit and get all the people out of it, but and if I get that correct, I'll show it to you here as well. And it was a pretty good weekend. We did a hike up one side of one of the mountains. Just spontaneously, we weren't prepared to do that at all. It was only about a half an hour walk, but it was like straight. It was pretty up there. If I can get any of the video of that edited, I'll show you here as well. But other than that, it was pretty fun. So we just got back yesterday, and then we had a lot of errands to run and that kind of stuff. And then this morning we were running around grocery shopping and filling up the trucks, that kind of stuff, because we were gone for pretty much the week. So now I'm back in the shop, and we're going to continue to work on this project. Speaking of this project, I did have a couple of minutes to come in here Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember, and I did this little mock-up board from one of the pieces of the broken of the broken mounting block. And so I'm going to show you guys what I think is going to be the best way to do this this horse ruler, I think I'm calling it, the measuring stick. And I'll bring it over and I'll show you. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll bring you guys over here and show you what I'm thinking. Here, let me show you. Okay, so I don't really have a good top-down view of this kind of stuff. So this is basically what I'm thinking about. So I've done like a couple of different sizes of things. And so these are that measurement. They are they're an inch apart, and they're only 1/8 on either side, so not quite half an inch. It's 2/8 of an inch. Quarter of an inch. There you go. Those are a quarter of an inch thick. The lines are an inch apart, because I need them to be an inch apart because every measurement on the horse ruler is an inch. And then these guys up here are half an inch thick, but they're also an inch apart. But they're half an inch thick. And so I was trying to play around with how do I make like the 14.1, 0.2, 0.3, and then I want the solid numbers, so the 16 or 14 or whatever it is, will have a horseshoe dictating as much. So these ones will go around this, like the skinny ones. I think I'm going to use these ones. The 1/2 inch one is what's going to do the big marker, and then the fractional or the decimals are going to end up being the skinnier eighth of an inch ones, or 1/4 of an inch ones. Sorry, and we're going to go with that, and then I marked the big board. I haven't marked the board. I've cut it to 7 feet. Well, less than 7 feet because I was an idiot, but it doesn't need to be any more than 6'10". So we got lots of room to play with here. We're gonna sand it down and get it started. But this is, and so we're gonna use these little horseshoes to do the markers. I was gonna use big horseshoes, and I'll show you what that would have looked like. And so that's why I've pretty much decided not to do it, because this is a size 1 horseshoe, and if I wanted it right there, I have no room to put the decimal markings, and then there's this, it's really hard to do any of that. So then I looked at the smallest ones we have, and they actually came out very perfect. So so this is probably what we're going to go with. So what we're going to do is we're going to sand this down 120 grit first. We're going to sand the whole thing to 120 grit, get it nice and smooth. And then I'm going to probably measure and try to cut the lines in. Now, I have these router bits that I picked up. They're just Ryobi ones, and they're the size for my little palm router, trim router here. And I picked out the one little guy, the smallest little bit for marking these out. And you can also see that I'm not good at doing straight lines, because this is the first time I've ever really routed anything. And so, but this is kind of how I want it to do. I want the edge to fly out, come off the end, and then we'll just do. So we're going to try to do that. And I figured, don't want to do that. And I figured maybe I could clamp my square, my speed square, no, not speed square, just square, to where I want it to be, and then use it as a guide to get in and out of the thing. So that's kind of how I'm going to try to do it, measure it, and then just do a pass, and then measure it, and then do a pass, using this guy to try to start doing that. So we're going to probably test it a couple more times. I think that I have different size router bits. So I think this is the biggest version of that router bit I have. It might actually do the 1/8 of an inch that I want, so I could just do it in one pass. And then I have this skinny guy, comparatively, if you look. Let's see if I can show you there. If you look, so I'm thinking I use the big guy for the big ones and the small guy for the small ones, which I think that means I don't have to try to like carve it out, which would be really good. And then, so I'm going to test that. Actually, why don't we just test this right now? Here, hang on. Since I have it out, I have a battery in it. I just want to see, hang on. All right, well, obviously that would need to be cleaned up a bit, but yeah, it's the perfect size. It's the perfect size. So let me switch it out, and we'll test one of these guys up here, and then we'll go and we'll see if it's the right size. And if it is, then our testing is over. So hang on, just give me 1 second here. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's actually just perfect. So the only problem I have, this one here, is that it gives me this big circle here. So I can probably clean it up with a chisel. And then something just like this. Just about right. This is just a quick and dirty. Definitely don't want to use this size of chisel, but so basically, yeah. So that makes it pretty square there. Pretty awesome, actually. Yeah. So I think that'll work. If that's the big one and those are the about the same size, and then we got the small one here, which is really nice. We do the same thing. We got this little tiny guy that should, yeah, that fits right in there. That's perfect. Really perfect. So yeah, 1/4 of an inch on that one. And then this one should be 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch on that one. So that will work. So that will work for our measurements. So then, once we have everything chiseled out, I haven't decided that what I'm doing for inside the shoes, like how I'm going to get it. I haven't decided whether I'm going to carve out the numbers or if I'm just going to put like something behind the shoe. Like I was thinking a picture of like a horse that is that height or whatever. I don't know, like a famous horse. But I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. And then as far as carving out the numbers, the letters or the numbers, I haven't figured that out either. I do have a Dremel. Let's see here. I could probably freehand it, maybe. Let's see what's in here. I've used this a couple of times just for some random little things, but I don't know what pieces I have for it that maybe I could carve out a number or two. I don't know what these are. What's this for? I don't know. There's like little drill bits in here and stuff though. Let's see. All of these little guys, I don't know if they'll carve very well. Oh, look at this. Look at this ball one. That's pretty cool. I wonder if that will carve into the wood without burning it though. I don't want to burn the wood. So let's try actually here. Well, let's see. Maybe it says in here what they're for. Never used this thing like, oh, I just kicked the camera, sorry. Grinding stones, high-speed drill bits, diamond points used on hard materials. Used for fine detail work on wood, jade, ceramic, glass, and other hard materials. Oh, diamond points. So I guess this diamond point is what we would use. That's what it's called. Let's put that in there and see if we can carve out one of these rough drawn numbers that I put in here. That'd be all right, I think. Maybe. Let's put all this stuff away. want to lose anything. Oops. All right. We'll get this. I have to plug this one in, so I'll grab the extension cord and we'll give this a shot. Okay, let's wish us luck here. Let's see what we can do. I'm not really good at this kind of thing. Maybe I should actually shorten the bit in there. Make it as short as possible there. Courtney has a battery-powered Dremel that I might be able to borrow, but let's see what we got here first. Looks like a 1. All right. Well, it's not burning the wood, which is really, really good. But I'm having an issue with it just following the grain. So you can just see here that I just mangled that 4. But the 1 came out really, really well this time. And I just went really slow. So I'm trying to figure out, I'll try to figure out the best way for me to get these in here. The Dremel is promising. But doing curvy lines will probably be an issue. I don't know. I'm really not talented. This thing is thick and cumbersome. So maybe I'll look at Courtney's cordless one and see if it's thinner. But this gives me a good idea on how to do those. So then how we're going to get this marked out properly is after all of the markings are etched into the piece itself, we're going to spray paint black on like we're going to just spray paint over all of the lines, just black and numbers, and then we're going to sand it again to get rid of all of the top black, so then just the indents are black. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sand this board smooth with the 120, then do all of the cutouts with the router and the Dremel, and then we'll do the spray paint, and then we'll do our final 2 sanding coats. So that's what that's going to hopefully look like. Let's put you back. So yeah, so that's hopefully what this is all going to look like towards the end. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so I have room to work, and then I'm going to, I'm just going to start sanding my little butt off. I don't know of any other. I'm going to keep thinking about how to do the numbers. If there's a better way, or maybe Courtney can help me because she's got a steadier hand than I. But we will see. And then Courtney's mother and her stepfather, or mother's boyfriend, They came into the shop. They wanted to see the shop, and then they both asked me both to make them something for their friends, and so, or for them, one's for his brother, and then one's for her belt collection. She has a belt collection, and so we're gonna try to make those things as soon as they give me some pictures and measurements of what they want. I got to go and pick up Courtney's truck from the shop. We were just starting here. But yeah, she just messaged me. The truck was supposed to be all day, and then apparently it's ready now. So either way, when we come back, hopefully I'll have started. I'll have all of the measurements on the board, and we'll have started cutting them out. But yeah, let's not film all the sanding and all of that kind of stuff, just because it's just boring. If the camera is on when I do any of it, we'll just do a time lapse or something like that. But yeah, I really would like to get this project done, so then I can start working on some more metalworking projects. I have some ideas for some horseshoe projects, but it's just so busy in the summer, working with the horses. So it's it's getting to the point where the shop seems like it has to be more of a winter thing, but I don't want it to be just a winter thing. So I'm going to try to do both as much as possible. But money's a thing, and we have to make it. So, yeah. Wish me luck with the figuring out the numbers thing. But other than that, I think we figured out everything else for this project. So I'm just gonna get to it. I'm gonna go pick up the truck, and then I'm gonna come back in here, and I'm just gonna get to it. All right. So we'll catch you in a bit. Okay. So I've made a bit of a mess here, but I have some of the measurements on the board. I did one. Oh no, I dinged that up. Hopefully I can fix it. This soft board, if I drop a tool on it or something, it dings it up. Anyway, I did a couple passes of 80 grit sandpaper because the 120 wasn't cutting it to get the material the way I wanted to look. We'll use the 120 on the belt sander is what we're going to use actually to smooth it all out when we're done, after all of our routing is done. I did take a pass around all of the edges with the router with a round over a bit, a small little round over bit. It's the only one I got. And it looks really good. I like it. I'll show it to you here in a second if I can. And yeah, so I was doing a little bit of a test here, and then I'm like, oh, I should probably put the camera on. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where to clamp my square, because that's what I'm going to use to guide the router to cut these things, these notches. And so it looks like it's, what was it? 2 1/16 to the edge of the router bit that's in there now. So we're going to do all of the big notches now, and I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to bring you over here again, and maybe I'll bring you to this side of the table this time, just so I can show you a little bit easier. But then you'll see all my garbage. Whatever. It's okay. Okay, so here I'll show you what the edge looks like after the round over bit. I'm actually pretty happy. I don't know if it will come up on camera very well, but it actually looks really good. I didn't do these little edges. Maybe I should do that, but we can do that later. It was just a test. So anyway, so here I have my square clamped to the test board, and so it was 2 1/16. We're actually going to write that down. 2 1/16. Okay, let's write that down for the big bit. So what I have done, as I go and start dropping tools on this thing again. So this is what, so far, what it looks like here for the measurements. Now the bottom part of the board is really blank and bland, and I'm really trying to figure out what to do with it in order to spruce it up a bit. Like we could write something down it, or I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to ask Courtney's help for that. But anyway, so we're going to chunk these out. Here's the thing, though. These measurements for horse height, they're tighter than I thought they would be. Like if we were going to use bigger shoes, it would never work. So we're going to use the small shoes, and I have it lined up with the. This is why the long lines are going, is so that we could line up the shoes where we want them to be. And so I want these two holes to be lined up, and then this comes to the line, because we want the shoe to be right up against the notch. And then the next shoe goes right here. Like there's barely any room between the shoes, which is crazy. I thought there was going to be gaps and everything. Like I thought, because I'm doing from 10 hands high to 20 hands high. So I need 8 or 10 of these little shoes. It's crazy. And then it's only using like not even half the board. So that's pretty nuts. Who would have thunk that hands high is actually a fairly accurate measurement for height? Not me. Anyway, so I still haven't decided how to handle these shoes. But we're going to get, potentially we'll get Courtney's help. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to be as accurate as possible here. We're going to bring this to the edge. This little freaking, what am I trying to call it? This vise has proven to be quite a little challenge for me. Like I should have made it more in line with the bench, but I didn't know I was gonna work on. My plan was to work on smaller stuff, not bigger stuff. But these ideas pop in my head, and I got to do it. Anyway, so just to secure this nicely, we're gonna just clamp it here real quick. And then we're going to measure this guy at 2 1/16 to the first line. Right there. And then we're going to clamp it off. Oops. Just like that. Then we're going to put our safety glasses on, and we're going to give this a go. It should be, I should be able to see it just about perfectly. And then I'm going to just stop when it hits that line. I was thinking about putting a stopper on this side, and then it was just getting too convoluted. So let's see how this goes. All right. So that's the first one. That's the first one done. Let's see here. Let's show you. There we go. Not too bad. It's a little bit off, but it's there. It's center. It's good. And then I can choose to chisel it out, but I might just leave it rounded. It looks pretty good. So let's just keep going and see what it looks like when I'm done all the big guys. I'm thoroughly impressed with how that has come out.
Okay, well, we had a little bit of tear out on this very last one. I don't think we had that issue on any other one. Maybe a little bit if I'm not careful. Like everything else, a chisel would probably clean them up pretty good. A little piece of sandpaper, that kind of stuff. Oh, that one tore out. Okay, well, let's just see what this is like. It's only on the one side. It's probably from when I come back. Yeah, so that one tore out. So we have a little bit of tear out on some of these. So we're going to be a little bit more careful. 1/2 inch from here. All right. So I've made. Okay. All right. So I made some mistakes, and I'll show them to you now. But all the notches are done. We had a little bit more tear out than I wanted, but I learned how to do it. So that's the goal here, right? So here, I'm gonna move you. All right. So here, you can see that we have some tear out and some things I have to clean up. It's obviously a mess still, but I'm going to clean that up. And then you can see that I mismeasured once or twice. It looks like it's a tear out, but it's me actually being too far over. This one in particular, I don't know where that is on the camera. This one in particular, as you can tell, maybe you can tell, it's a longer than all the rest of them. That's because I misjudged. I started this one too far away, and also I missed it when I was doing my 1/2 inch lines. So I didn't have a stop line, and I didn't realize until after I was already going. So I went too far, but I stopped before I went really far. So it's going to look a little bit wonky, but this is my mistake, buddy. And then all of the tear outs are mistakes as well. But I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do about it. So the next step here, let me put you back. So the next step here is getting this cleaned up a bit, which is going to take just a little bit of meticulous, just small sanding and using the chisels and stuff to clean everything up just a bit. I'm going to leave everything round. I think round looks good, And I've already made enough mistakes. I don't need to make some more right now, or else I'll get exhausted. I think the camera's still pointed down a bit, but we'll deal with that later. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these up, and then I'm going to get some paint on. I'm going to get some spray paint on it, and then I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep going or not. Yeah, let's just say that this just didn't work out this week. Maybe I'll post this just by itself. We got half a project done. That's it this week, which is unfortunate because it seems like I have a whole week to do things, but I had just today in the shop to do, and then I had errands to run and things to do, and this week got away from me pretty quick. It didn't get away from me. We had plans. It was Courtney's birthday, and I really enjoyed my week. So don't take it away from that. But I wish I had more time to finish this guy up. And it's not going to look the way I wanted it to. So I think I need to brainstorm a little bit on this, and we'll come back to it early next week. I should have some time this weekend in the shop for sure. So we'll finish this up. We'll get everything cleaned up. And we're gonna start. I think I'm gonna make a couple frame items. I think the fly is bugging the crap out of me. I think we're gonna try and put together the memorial frame back, and then Courtney's asked me to make another frame for another client of hers. And then if her parents get back to me about their things, we'll work on those. I want to do some more welding and some more forging soon. So those two machines are going to get turned on hopefully next week. Or machine, just the forge and the welder we'll probably try to use next week because I want to keep in practice. And it's been a few weeks, so I got no practice. All right, thanks for watching this week. And it's going to be a short little catch-up video. All right. See you next week.